A very good evening to one and all. Welcome to IWF Business Brand Hour. And today we have a very interesting topic: how to lose your friends and infuriate people in 10 seconds. Basically, in simple terms, it means how to make people angry with you. And as you know, as a man, is really quite hard to understand women, especially those that are trying to find a girlfriend, right? But understanding others like your fellow colleagues and all that is very difficult. So the question we want to ask is, why do we have such a hard time with our families, colleagues, bosses, friends, and even neighbors? And the question lies is in our emotions, right? Our heart and the brain, things and is responsible for a lot of our decision, but sometimes the heart and the brain cannot see eye to eye to one another. From the moment we wake up and we lay down to sleep, we will have expressed at least more than 10 emotions and feel varied feelings, especially happy, anxious, tired, and especially so as a trainer, sometimes after a day of training, I really feel very tired. And today we have with us Marie, right? And we're going to talk to Marie very soon. Marie is the founder and managing director of Solomon's Guild, and she is a dynamic and versatile leader who has extensive varied career in finance, banking, public relations, education, and aviation industries. For more than 30 years, she also managed brand strategies, global marketing, events, corporate social responsibility, and human capital. Right? She also acted as a shareholder, license, and advisor to many companies and boards. In addition to experience, she value adds to companies by ensuring that they always have best practices in corporate governance and change management. Marie is an expert communicator who speaks and writes fluent Chinese and English and is proficient in various dialects. Her true passion lies in the human psychology, personality, and relationships. And that's why we are talking to her on how we can improve our relationships. She has 3 decades of counseling experience in the areas of marriage, youth, and woman. And she's as an author, she has published a couple of books on these genres, providing awareness and knowledge on emotion, personalities, and how this can impact our partnerships. And without further ado, let's welcome Marie. Hi, Marie. Very
Hello,
excited.
Eugene.
Finally we get to meet each other after knowing each other for some years on Facebook. We have not really met, and our first meeting is actually over this online discussion, right? And I'm very happy to have you here, right? And basically, I'm sure our audience are. So if you're tuning in to IWF CIS Business Brand Hour, whether you're tuning in from Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, we would like to welcome you, and you would simply say hello to us by leaving a comment from wherever you are. And what we'll do is we'll flash out the comment and really welcome you. So similarly, as we go about the discussion, you have any questions, we will flash your questions this way as well, right? So Marie, I'm gonna ask you, what's the best way to irritate someone?
So Eugene, what took you so long to connect with me? I mean, like, look, I haven't seen you for so long. Look at your hair. Oh my gosh, it's all white now. Golly gosh, you must be getting older, right?
Oh, oh no, yeah, that's a really awesome thing. And then I tell you, Maria, I think you know, uh because we so long never meet each other, and then look at you, you are in a mansion like that, wow, you make a
Yeah.
lot of money,
Okay.
yeah.
So we put a stop there. Okay, weird.
Okay.
So what we just demonstrated, ladies and gentlemen, is how we can lose friends and infuriate people in 10 seconds. Now, what happens is that we kind of like just tell people what we think without even thinking, rather like we saw and then we say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So before I go into sharing, let me just put a disclaimer there. Every views, every opinions that I am going to share here today is my own, okay, and my own personal encounter and my experiences. So please do not record it down and then run to your bosses or your wife or your husband or your children and say, Marie said so, okay? And I'll get into a lot of trouble. Yeah. So, wow. How to lose friends and infuriate people? Very easy. Extremely easy. What you see is what you say, as I mentioned before. It's
Yes.
not what you see, is what you think. And we don't process. So we oftentimes don't put our brain in gear and our tongue in move. We just move our tongue, then we say, oh shucks, cannot say this. So I'll relay a story to you. With each everything that I mentioned, my views, I will cross-reference to a story that I encounter, guilty myself, or I've seen. Okay. So yesterday I went to kind of like to put into context, I signed up for a package, right? So I very how 要美啦, IC lah, so want to go slimming lah, going to do facial lah, all these things, right? So then there was a promotion, so I decided to go lah. Then it says, oh, $28. $28, no package, no package, no problem. Okay, so I then do sweet everything. And after that, they say, hey, we got a package, 10 session for $1,000 like that. I say, oh, $1,000, wow. Can save that money. I can go to Bangkok, kind of thing. So I said, okay lah, but and then she add on. She said, you can pay installment, so you can pay up to 36 months. I think every month only $30, right? So $30 is nothing lah. So anyway, I went back, right, and then I realized, pimple pop like, oh shucks. The treatment is not suitable for me. Then it turned out that one of the ingredient, right, in whatever the ingredient is, right, actually gave me sensitivity in my skin. And so I went back to them yesterday. Then I said, I'm sorry, due to sensitivity, I cannot sign on your package lah. So sorry. Please return me my money. So then the girl said, actually we don't do refund. And now I didn't think, the next thing I say, pop like, you know what I say? I'm an influencer, no? If you don't return me your money, I'll tell everybody in the whole world about you. So then this girl she was like, okay, irritated already. Then she said, we also have influencers, You're not the only one like, wow, loud queen, like shy a bit. Now, what's my point to this story? So I came home feeling a bit like, oh, I'm upset about it. Okay, then I realized I self-reflect a lot. And I reflected and said, what made me say this? Now, so this is where we launch into why sometimes our emotions are such a strong movers of our decisions. So why I say this is because I felt fearful of the money not returning back to me.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two, actually, I was reading her body language. And what made me react was actually not what she said. It was her body language. So when I said my skin was sensitive, I had to withdraw from these sessions or this thing, right? What she did was she scowled her face like that. Then yeah, but we don't refund money. So everybody now record my scowling face. Okay, so yeah.
Make sure you don't do it.
yeah, don't do it. But what we fail to see is that, right, our body and our subconscious actually make us do things on our face that we otherwise didn't realize. And so somebody else will react. Like just like I said to you, hey, Eugene, I haven't seen you for a long time. I was still smiling away and say, your hair turned white kind of thing. Were you offended? No,
yeah,
you were
a
not.
little bit, right?
Yeah. A little bit, but you were not like totally offended. You kind of saying that, yeah. But you say, Eugene, look at you, look at your hair. Oh my gosh, what happened to you? So this is why sometimes we get this type of reaction, right? So tonight I will give you 3 acronyms, and the acronym comes up to the word P-E-A, not P-E-E, P-E-A. Okay, just in case some of you write wrong. Okay.
Hold on, PEA. Hold on.
Yeah, PEA.
We want
to
welcome Anne. Anne is
hello, Anne. Yes.
Anne is tuning in, and Anne got a request a little bit. Don't be offended, Slow down.
No worries. Very good. I love all this. So hit me with it. Slow down. Okay, so I slow down. So tonight I will give you 3 acronyms. PEA, not PEE. Not go toilet P. PEA.
And I would like to also share with you, right? Because recently, as what I was sharing with you, I am trying to get my ICF coach certification. And in one of the coaching examples where I am the coach and somebody volunteered to be a coachee, and one of my observer told me that in my coaching session, I didn't realize I was shaking my leg all the time violently,
Yes.
so we had a debrief and we asked, hey Eugene, what is going on with that? Imagine you have a table, the whole table will be shaking. So I said,
Yeah.
I was feeling nervous for that session, or I was
Yes.
like trying to compose what question to ask, because it was one of the first few coaching sessions that we ever had. So of course we felt nervous, and it's very real when you say things like scowling and like what I do, uh shaking and things like that. And I realized also questions, right? If we in a simple communication like that, if we don't listen to what the person asks and we ask a question, sometimes the question doesn't sit well with the person, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So likewise, when I get a bit excited, right, I talk very fast. So that's why Anne has to slow me down. So thank you, Anne. Appreciate that. So hello, Christina.
Christina
Yeah.
is tuning in from Facebook. Hello, Christina.
Yes.
Nice to
Yes.
see you. Okay, so
So
now PEA.
PAA, right? So
Yes.
P stands for personality. Now, first and foremost, right, you got to understand your personality. Now, there are many, many profiling tools out there, right? This is not to box you. This is not to say that you are what kind of person and you cannot this, you cannot that. That's not what I meant. Sometimes our blind spots may be raised through profiling. Now, is it 100% accurate? No, because personality traits, we are all born with it. Either we nurture it or we get cultivated by it or by cultivating them. And also be affected by external and internal forces, meaning, for example, our self talk, as well as people that talk to us. So, our personality sometimes can go a bit, not say haywire per se, but kind of like a bit skewed lah.
Yes.
So let me just give you the very four basic now. You can go MBTI, you can DISC, you can have personality plus, Enneagram, whatever, right? So basically, it still come down to the four. So don't hold me to it, but I've done some research on it. So I'm just saying that the basic four. Now, the first one would be someone who is like very strong will, strong forward, leadership, very strong. The second one is one that laugh a lot, like to be center of attention, like to be popular. The third one is one that's very laid back, peaceful, stubborn, obstinate, a bit lazy kind of thing. And last but not least is one that's like, very attention to detail, perfectionist, pedantic, and also can get quite depressed. Okay, so these are the four. Now, it depends on the four. So what I want to do is to kind of like reference back. Okay, so coming back to this, the first one, when you're the Chiong, the leadership type, your personality is very strong. So you're one of those person that, unfortunately or fortunately, right, you blurt out what you think and see. So you don't really kind of like process it. So you're like, I'm very strong, like who cuts my path off, I open door and beat you up kind of thing. But you're like, you get angry easily. So
These are the
that's a very strong one.
no filter type of people lah. No filter
Correct.
in
So they
between
call
lah.
it type A lah. Okay. So
Okay.
under DISC is the D lah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened is that there's nothing wrong with you in that sense. But then I bring you to the second acronym E, emotions. Okay. So emotions is where, like, when you're angry and everything, right? So when you display what you're displaying, right, is you're not displaying angry. What you're displaying is the action that derive from being angry.
Yes.
Make sense? So
Yes.
for example, like, okay, somebody cut into your path and you are the Chiong, the leadership, strong personality type, right? You straight away you can feel like, you feel very hot already, your neck is wow, physiologically you feel like, wow, how dare he cut into my path, right? Wow, show me the finger, I horn, So what you're displaying is the emotions of angry, but underneath that emotions of angry is your pride and ego.
Yes.
Right? How dare anybody dare to cut into my path? Can you say I king here and that kind of thing? Now, so what do you do with that? So my suggestion is you take a deep breath. Not everything is about us. Not everything is
Yep.
about being the strong person.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to develop what we call empathy. Then you say, what empathy? No, I no empathy one. No,
Yes.
the world is my oyster kind of thing. But
Yep.
my
Yep.
point is this: what happens if the person cut into you may have an emergency? What happens if, let's say, like he's new driver? What happens if whatever? So let me tell you this story in relation to this. So I live in Australia for live overseas, Australia and Hong Kong for last 30 years. And 25 years ago, I had this young man came into my branch. I was a branch manager. So I was responsible for doing loans, personal loans and all that.
Yeah.
And then this
Yeah.
man came in, and he said, look, I need to borrow some money. And then we always ask, what's the reason? And he said, oh, it's to fight a court case. So we said, okay. And what was the court case about? And he shared this story. He said, basically 10 years ago, he was involved, not directly involved in a car accident. He told me that he was driving and this car cut in front of him. So before the car cut in front of him, this car was supposedly to be tailgating him. So you understand,
Right.
tailgate means go quite
Yes.
close behind him. So he was a bit irritated. He
And
moved
we have
forward.
Annie Chan
Oh, hello,
tailgating you
Annie.
now.
Yeah, Annie
Annie Chan
tailgating. No,
just
Annie
tailgating
is
you.
stalking me, not tailgating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
continue to your story, please.
Sure. So when then he purposely slowed down. That means this guy that want to borrow money purposely slowed down, let this car overtake, and then you know what he did? He tailgate the car. Okay, so he purposely did, and then the car in front of him drove faster and faster. Then he kept doing that. He also drove faster and faster. Long story short, right? He actually ran the car off the ditch, and the car hit the tree, and then he drove off. Okay, so next day he found out that the guy died. The one that hit the tree died. The one that he tailgate died. And then he said this. He thought nothing of it also. Unfortunately, right, his action was caught. And he didn't realize at the point in time when he tailgate, he was very angry. He was very aggressive. He was like, how dare you tailgate me? So I'm showing you, I'm teaching you a lesson. And then when the car crashed into a tree, he didn't even stop. He just drove home thinking, haha, serve you right. Thinking that it was all okay until he read the news the next day. Then he realized that he said, shit, excuse the French. He said, I caused the death of this young man. Then he was so afraid he didn't want to admit to the fact that this whatever that is happened was due to indirectly he's doing. So he said nothing. And then guilt eats at him. And for 10 years, he went to depression, he went to drugs, he went into all sorts of things. Eventually, he went to the police station. He said, look, I just want to surrender. I believe the accident, because the police wrote it off as it was slip of road, misadventure, whatever that may be. And then the police said, okay, since it's 10 years already, there's really we don't have proof. So you just base it on your words kind of thing. But the family of the young man heard about it. So the family sued him. It says, okay, you caused the death of our son, so therefore we sue you under civil. But he said this, he said, for 10 years, my life was on hold. I was guilt-stricken. Not only that, I was anxious. I had depression, fear, all sorts of things. I couldn't hold down a job. My marriage broke up. All sorts of things happened because of my pride and my anger. Okay, so I'm not saying that your kind of personality will cause everybody to have accident and kill people. That's not what I meant. What I meant is like get a grip of your emotions in the sense that okay, don't retaliate, don't tit for tat, right? Sometimes the best thing to do is take a deep breath, which I'll demonstrate to you. It helps me because I'm a type A personality. Okay, so I will be like, I breathe in and I hold for 7 seconds.
Okay, if you're tuning in, please follow.
Yeah, and then you breathe out. Like long, deep breath out. And you do this 3-4 times. Now, scientifically, it's been proven that when you are anxious or when you're fretful or when you're frightened, you breathe in, breathe out, oxygen goes to your brain to calm you down. Okay, so go and Google it. Don't take my word for it. Okay, so that's what it is. So when you do that, right, you basically allow yourself to calm down, calm your heartbeat down also, because you have your
Mm.
then your adrenaline keeps pushing. You see, adrenaline
Yes.
causes us to take flight lah, or run lah, or fight lah, all these things lah.
Or high blood pressure.
Yeah, high blood pressure. Yeah. So my point is this, right? Sometimes when we are angry, right, we don't think about it. So when your personality is those like that chiong forward one, pace yourself, take deep breath, okay, and think, would the person at the other side want to be the recipient of your rage, of your anger, of your impatience, of your irritation? Then you say, yeah, my work very stressful. Okay, so that's fine. Let's put that on hold. It's another topic for another day. Invite me back.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Personality number 2, the one is what we call the sanguine. The one is happy-go-lucky, likes to be center of attention, popular, never see things through one, do things halfway one. Nah. So this type of personality is very fun to have. They're the one that drink a lot, yell a lot, shout a lot, and create a lot of fun times. Like to be center of attention. So to some degree, right, they are also in a sense like quite funny lah. But when you employ somebody, right, with this type of personality, they bring sales in, but they never finish it lah.
I
Well,
see.
so in a sense, like what we have to be we recognize is these people are very good at organizing events, but make sure you get somebody to accompany them to finish the events. Okay. So I have a case where I was organizing this Hong Kong event in a sense, right? And then I was saying like, okay, look, I have a staff working with me who's of this personality, and she knows everybody. Her network damn wide one, So wow, I made a lot of friends. Okay. Then she can think, wow, we do this, we have lantern, we have, all sorts of ideas. Okay. So 3 days before the event, right? And then she came to me, and then I said, hey, so how's it going? All the CEOs are flying in, that time was a CEO event. So how, I asked her, and then she said, don't know, too hard. Actually, that day I'll take sick leave. I didn't contact anybody. Oh, siao already,
Yeah.
like, so how 3 days, and I have 100
Wow.
CEOs coming into Hong Kong.
Wow.
So how? Oh, okay. Then emergency meeting lah. So all the whatever you need to. Thank God I asked the 3 days. That's why I say if you have staff, you have friends, you have family that like this stuff, make sure you follow up, okay, and make sure that you've got a backup plan.
Hey, how do you know this type of person?
Okay.
How do you see? That's quite
Okay,
interesting.
very easy. So they are the type that laugh a lot. They are the type that tell jokes a lot. They are the type that like hold a drink and then like tell all the stories, and they always embellish the truth. Okay, but not malicious lah. They'll say like, for example, that day I went for this wedding, then after that 4,000 people turn up leh. Actually 10 people turn up lah, but 4,000 people turn up leh. Oh, then the bride, I tell you, the bride put on makeup, like 7-month Rose Festival makeup, like they were over exaggerate kind of thing. So they love the attention, you see. So people laugh at their jokes or this guy. You can spot them a mile away. So and they will always be very to some degree very fun, and they will wear clothing. They will be the one that dressed up kind, Yeah, wear the one conservative one. I say, better don't wear red lah. Don't wear too red now. Put a bit like I told you the picture. Right? But then it turned out in red with feathers, with flowers. so they are this. Okay, so the emotions is this. Attached to these emotions is they want to be accepted. They want to feel loved. They want to feel like they're part of the pack kind of thing. So they feel a bit insecure in themselves. So they like to be approved too. So how you encourage this type of people is you must validate them, not flatter them. You validate them, and guide them in their sense like, oh, you dressed up. Hey, come to my party kind of thing. Okay, so that's how you deal with the emotion. Now, then you say, hey, I come here to listen to loose friend, infuriate people. You teach me all these things. Okay, soon. I'll come to you soon. Okay. So I'm infuriating you already. You gotta get to the point. So get to the point. So some of you are already infuriated, but that's okay. No problem. Take your time,
But
and
we must understand the emotion first, what?
Yeah, of course. Then I say lose friends. I'm gonna unblock Marie Ang already. Where's her Facebook? Where's her, kind of thing. Yeah. So Yeah, then the third kind, right, is the laid back one, very peaceable, obstinate and also lazy lah. But lazy can also be, catch 22 lah. Okay, so
Yes.
these are the ones that's like, good listener, and
Yeah.
basically they are not the people that fight with you one. They would rather walk away, and they you see them like very quiet, those type one. So despite that, right, I'll tell you something dangerous about, not say
Okay.
dangerous, caution on this type of personality. If you read the newspaper, right, a lot of all these US shootings, right, you will
Yes.
notice a very common statement. He's a very quiet boy. He keeps to
Yeah.
himself. He has
Mm.
no friends.
Mm.
Hello,
Shamani,
Shamini.
hello.
Yeah. Yeah. So what
Yes, very
happened is
quiet
this type
boy.
of personalities, right? They implode, then they explode. Okay. So
Right.
if you marry somebody, right, then you say, hey, look, what about my bosses? It's same lah, okay, same person. But now I do to the reference of marriage, right? If you marry somebody like that, and you are, say, the first personality, the stronger one, you're always gearing for a fight. They are the one that like, I don't want to fight if you want to sit down and watch TV, right? But you get frustrated if you're the type A personality trying to to get conversation going.
Like that very
They
peaceful, eh? No hand to clap.
no, no. You think you're peaceful? Sorry, my husband is like that. So he's a quiet, peaceful, very stubborn. When he said no means no, I cannot for the life of me push him to do anything, right?
Oh, this
So
this this, this part must censor. Hey, you
not
are
at
alive, you
all,
know.
not at all. Yeah, we always marry the opposite. Then we try to change them
Yeah.
into us. This is a
Yeah. True.
problem. Yeah. Yeah. So but I tell you, they're very faithful. Very
Mm.
faithful. They are the people that, they come to storm down for you. So when your heart is
Yeah.
beating very fast and then you're like very anxious, very upset or sort of thing, right? These are the ones that says it's okay, I'm here for you. Then they'll listen to you. I was like, the only thing is get them to do things can talk can drop blood but but unless they're convicted, unless they say yeah, it's a good cause, they will
Yeah.
put 100% of dedication into it. So what's their emotions? Their emotions is they are not the type, they are conflict adverse. They don't
Yeah.
get into fights with you. They don't see the need for kanchongness. So they're
Right.
peaceable, they're calm, right? But they can also be very stubborn, as I mentioned. So if they don't believe in you, in your vision, in what you say, sorry, take 10 elephants also cannot drag the person out.
Mm, mm, mm,
So, and how do you get them to do things for you? Simple.
mm,
I'm not saying manipulation. I'm just saying that how do you actually help each other, complement each other. Example, if you
mm.
need something done, whether it's in the office, at home, or community, is to give them timeline and says, do you mind helping me? I need this done by this time. All right.
Yeah.
Then don't give them things that is like too complex. Or please go to point A to pick up two things and then go to B there, then fix up the three things and like then we're like, oh my gosh, it's too overwhelming kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
what you do is like get a point to point. Okay, so I put a caveat here. Caveat means time out, 2 second time out.
Yes. Go
Don't
ahead.
treat them like idiots, That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? Because you cannot be condescending about that.
Yeah.
Different personalities interact with different personalities differently. Sometimes we can come across as condescending, we can come
Yeah.
across as maybe downright rude, we can come
Yeah.
across as like ignoring. That's what I meant by losing friends and infuriate people.
Mm, mm.
Okay. Last but not least, the detailed one, perfectionist, melancholic, like we call them. Okay.
Wow, this one
So
cannot tahan one.
okay, actually when you want to do things like research and all these things, right, if you ask them
Yes.
to say I want to go travel, right, I want to go Italy, right, can you research, right, what are things to do in the 5 days, right, and they will come down with charts, graphs, temperature, climate, stay where, what color, bed sheet, room size, how much it costs, flight
Mm,
ticket, what time, they will drill down to the itsy bitsy. Okay,
mm.
now very good about this thing, fantastic, but irritate the heck out of me because I'm like,
Yeah.
get to the point. Okay, I want to go Italy. Tell me the ticket price. Give me the time. Tell me what to pack, where to go, where to eat, and I'm done.
Yeah.
Don't tell
Yeah.
me like my flight is at 7:30. I have to be at the airport at 5:35. I have got to go to counter A. I have to meet this person. I have to produce this boarding pass plus the paper I print out. Oh my gosh, I'm like, please kill me lah, kind of that. And then shift
This
my
one good
body there lah.
for like secretary or assistant, so that you don't
Correct.
remember, you don't forget anything, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
You're
Correct.
absolutely right. Certain personalities suit certain industry, certain positions. And that's why in a lot of cases where like now I deviate back to some industry or some work and employment part, right? Because
Yes. Yes.
personalities, emotions all transcends across everywhere, right? So it's not just
Yes.
limited to home. So in a sense, like, okay, why do you think you have attrition? Why do you think you have people leaving the jobs? Because you're putting people in the wrong place. Then I'm sorry to all the HR people there. Sorry first. I apologize first. So you're saying you're spotting talent. What does spot talent mean? What is spotting skill set? Oh, you look at again. I apologize first. You look at I scored 3 A's at Nanyang Junior High School. Oh, they are very good in maths and English. But are they good with human behavior? Good with human relations? Can they do the job? So what if they score 7 A's, right, in their A level, O level, university, right? They cannot do the job because you cannot pack, academic qualifications into your job. Your job don't say file 10 files. Okay, from I score 90 out of 100 for filing it straight.
Yeah.
A. No, right? And then secondly, like how do you relate to people? I don't know. There's no exam for relating to people, right? So this day and age of HR, you need to develop 3 Qs: EQ, IQ, HQ. No, not headquarters. Human quotient.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So what's the emotions of this type of people? They get very insecure. Not insecure in the relationship. They get insecure in a lot of things. They are perfectionists. They want to make sure that everything's dot the I's, cross the T's, make sure that the plane don't take off without them, They cannot sleep the night before one, They're very kanchiong one, all this thing.
Yes.
So they're very nervous and all that thing, right? And I'm like that, So I'll tell you the story. So I work as administrator with the CEO. Then he asked me to do 6 files. The 6 files, just do labels only, not filing, just do 6 labels. So let me ask you this question. How long did I do the 6 labels on the 6 files? How long did that take me?
Should be quite fast, just
fast,
print the labels. Should be maybe about 15 minutes.
15 minutes. I took 4 hours. Now, some of you are going to laugh your head off.
4 hours. Oh my
4
goodness.
hours. Okay. So why 4 hours? Why are you serious? You use Go you use what printer? Okay, why 4 hours? So I print already, right? First time print already. Less than 5 minutes, I complete the job already. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, font size different. Shit.
Font size different. Okay.
Yeah. So I tell off. Balik. So do it again. Now that print already, stick on it. Alamak, different color. So this went on, 4 hours until I got so depressed. Until the new files look like old files, until look like because I was like, there lah, stick on lah, there lah, clean lah, all sort of thing. So of course that includes lunch. Because I was so depressed, I could go out for lunch, so kind of thing. Go away. So, but then my boss was like, well, these 6 files take so long. And so I took the files to him. Then you look at it, then he's quite good. He was the one that taught me about personality. This was like many, many years when I was discovering myself.
Yes.
And then he said this, he just gave me a few statements. He said, minor the minor, major the major. That's what he said.
Say again.
Minor the minor.
Minor the minor.
Major the major.
Oh, major the major. Okay.
Okay, so basically what I was trying to do is to major on everything. Big, small, important, not important, and I can relate it back to my marriage too. So I married to my childhood sweetheart. So 17 years old, we married, we got together, and then we married for 30 years, together for 40 years. So
Wow, congrats.
yeah, so I was thank you. So as I told you, my husband was like those late back time. Then he generally I will go to bed early because I need to get out early, right? Then he'll come in later because he's doing all his whatever. Then he will open the wardrobe to go to take a shower, which is our ensuite lah. Then he will close the cupboard, then left 1 inch. Like didn't close the cupboard, just left 1 inch. And every time when I hear, if I don't hear the click sound, it means that the cupboard not closed properly. Then the whole night I cannot sleep. The whole night
Oh
1 inch
my.
cannot sleep, you know. Yeah, over one stupid cupboard not closed properly, yeah.
Yeah.
So then I will fight with him over it. Like, I'm like, why you can't close the stupid cupboard properly, you know, or why can't you close the door? Then when he throw his clothes into the laundry basket, it's always outside the basket, never inside the basket.
Never
I'll be
go
like,
for basketball practice.
yeah, it's like, you know, so I get very irritated.
Okay.
So that's what I meant by major, the major, minor, minor. So I get irritated, then I start fighting with him. Then I'm like, you silly person, you know, of course, this is diplomatic lah. All on Facebook cannot anyhow scold people. All the
So toothpaste got fight a lot. The way you
of
squeeze the
course,
toothpaste.
squeeze that way, squeeze it like the toilet roll this way, that way, you know.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, the first few years of our marriage is like a battlefield like that. And it's not him, no, it's me, you know.
Hello, Vanessa.
Hello, Vanessa.
Vanessa is enjoying our jokes. Hi, Vanessa is my friend.
Hello, Vanessa. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. So what do I do? Okay, so what do I do? Now, a lot of people say, I'll change my husband, change my wife, change everybody. But they forgot, you got to change yourself first.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, how to lose friends? And if I will keep drawing you to this title is because it's not about other people, it's about us.
You know,
right?
this was the first title that she gave me. Then she gave me a few options. Then I reply her on WhatsApp. This title still the best lah. So that's why tonight got a lot of people watch.
Thank you. Yeah. So when it comes to the emotions, hello again, Vanessa. When it comes to emotions, right, us as perfectionists, right, we are very insecure in ourselves. Not because not so much the self-esteem, which obviously will affect us in a sense, but it's also that we want to make sure everything is done perfectly. We want to make sure that the I's are dots, the T's are crossed. And then even when we eat, right, the napkin must be folded, you know, square, you know. and we think that we're doing the world a favor by being so perfect, right? But actually irritate everybody, you know. So and so when I eat char kway teow, right, with taugeh inside, right, I'll take chopstick and take out every taugeh, you know. And then my mother finished eating already, I still picking up my taugeh, I haven't eaten yet, you know. So that's me. So until my boss told me, when you minor, the minor, major, the major, I realized that, you know, if it's something of importance.
Yeah, Vanessa is finding very intriguing.
Thank you.
Keep watching. More to come.
Yeah, more to come. Yeah, if it's something of importance, right, to all the perfectionists there, if it's something important like involving your life, your husband, or something that is of major event, buying a house, getting married, getting a car, you know, things that your children, that is make sure you are attention to detail.
That's right.
Okay. But if it's not of importance, for example, like your children's shoe, right? Got one black spot on the white pair of shoe, right? No need to spend 3 hours scrubbing it out, right? Like the world is not coming to an end kind of thing. Then if your husband hair is one strand out, right? Like me, like at one stage I keep like patting my hair down when I do live feed, right? So make sure that, you know, got any strand out. So and so it's okay. The world won't come to an end. Okay. So I understand. I also have Vanessa, I also have OCD. In fact, that one of my friend, right? I tell you, if you talk about OCD, right? He cannot employ a maid because he cleaner than a maid. Every corner, you know, every corner, right down to the little wall, the corner there, he take toothbrush and clean. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna live in it. Like, so when he came to stay with me in Perth, right? While I was living in Perth, right? He's a good friend, our childhood friend. He wake us up at 7:30 to wash the window. I say, you go and wash yourself. You go and find a hotel to stay. Don't come here and disturb us. He was like, your fridge is not clean, your window not clean. And then I have to stop him and I climb to the roof and clear all the tea leaves up there. Oh my gosh. So yeah. Okay, so what's my point to all these stories? Okay, first P is understanding your personality. Find out,
Mm.
do a basic test. There are a lot of Google tests out there, free, some more, then you just find out, okay, so what makes you tick? What makes you cringe? What makes you angry? What makes you, yay. Yeah.
Yeah, what makes you
What
angry, right? Yeah.
Yeah, correct. So what irritates you? So underneath every anger, as most psychologists will tell you, anger is a secondary emotions.
Mm.
Underneath anger, right, there are a lot of all these undercurrents, things like fear, insecurity, resentment, bitterness, abandonment, all these things. You need to dive in and take them out. And that's
Right,
what
right.
drives our emotions, which I come to the E part. So
Mm.
when you feel irritated, sometimes when you feel irritated, is it you are truly irritated? Or is it due to historical facts? For example, the word resonate. A lot of people say, I resonate with you, but they forgot to say that resonate can be good or bad. Just like
Yes.
the two words role models. Role models can be bad or good, right?
Yes.
So when we grow up, right, our parents are role models. And our parents
Yes.
can be good role models, bad role models. Okay? So I'll give you an example
We
of
grow
me
up by
again.
rotan, what, right?
I got Rosan, yes.
Yeah,
For
our generation all rotan, they chase us around.
Correct.
Yeah.
So for our Western friends who are watching, rotan means cane. Okay,
Yeah,
so
kid.
yeah, so my mom used to run around the table with a cane. Then I just go round and round, kind of thing. Never get caught lah. I get caught worse lah. So some of us oldies will relate to that lah. So my point is that sometimes when we understand the emotional aspect of things, right, our baggage can come with us. Our triggers can
Mm.
be triggered. So talking about role models, right? My parents are role models. My mother is like me, dominant personality. My father is the quiet one, right? And my mother talks to my father by yelling, so yell across the room, yell upstairs, yell downstairs, then even everything is yell, yell, yell. Then like, so for me, it's like, oh, yelling is very normal, ma. So when I got married, I yell at my husband, yell, and my husband said, why are you angry all the time? And I'm like, me angry? I thought that was normal, And he said, no, that's not normal. So then on top of yelling, right, I also throw insults, you're a chicken, you're a cat, you're a dog, all these things because I learned them from my parents. So
And it's
if
a
you are a
mirroring,
parent, yeah,
mirroring, right?
correct. They call it mirroring, but
Yeah,
that's what I'm
mirroring.
saying. Like, be careful when you are a parent yourself. Your
Yes.
children watch what you do. They don't do
Yes.
what you say,
Yeah.
right? If you tell them, don't lie, and you say, don't tell daddy, I buy you ice cream, or don't tell mommy, I did this, then you're already teaching them how to lie. Okay? So
Oh
that's where
yeah,
they
I
learn
didn't realize
from.
that. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that, right? Yeah.
yeah. So that's where they learn from, right? Yeah, because they wouldn't know. And children don't know what emotions is. All they know is they learn how to cry when they're sad or unhappy. But they cannot tell you, daddy, I'm unhappy, daddy, I'm
Yeah.
sad, or
Yeah.
I'm fearful, right?
Yeah.
They're happy when they see an ice cream because it gives them that taste in the mouth that is a nice, sweet, icy thing they enjoy. So they're
Correct.
happy. They show you,
Correct.
just smile, right? That's all they know. But they cannot tell you, daddy, I'm very joyful. I have ice cream. I'm so joyful. I thought
Yes.
they wouldn't know all these things. That's why
Yes.
in a lot of, by way of information, I'm also a marriage counselor. So we do
Yep.
have divorce counseling too. And I will
Mm.
tell you that a lot of divorced parents, right, what they put onto their children is also the fact that the fear of lack of security in their marriage in the
Yeah.
future. And
Yeah.
so they hold that in their head. So I repeat it. When you come from a divorce background, right, they
Mm.
will hold the insecurity of the parents' divorce in their
Yeah.
heads and they carry it into the adulthood. And they will do two extremes. One extreme is they will hold on for dear life, regardless of how their spouse treat them, whether it's
Mm.
domestic violence, insults, because they wanted to not be like their parents where the marriage broke up.
Where
Or
they wanted
they
complete family, right? Yes.
Exactly. Then or they will go to another extreme where like, okay, since my parents divorced, it must be common. I will also divorce. And what
Mm.
we basically do is pass a legacy of brokenness down
Mm.
and down and down till no end until somebody in one of the generation that says enough is enough. I'm going to change.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
get what I'm saying? So we have to put a
Yes.
stop to that. Yeah. So that includes how to lose weight, infuriate people. Again, I cross reference. If our children see us, right, being misbehaving properly,
Yes.
to all sorts of things, they watch us. They may feel ashamed. If, like, for example, now with social media, everybody read the newspaper, man, like 3 years ago, where this couple chased this old man off the table,
Yes.
had a big fight, that thing,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Do
Mm.
you know he lost
Mm.
his job? He lost his reputation. She lost her career,
Mm.
everything, all
Yeah.
because that day they were so stressed and they had to punch out with somebody. Punch out means not the physical, but they had an altercation, right,
Yes.
with the old man. And so I tell you something, the world is watching, not just our children
Yes.
watching. Every little bit of things that we do, right, if it's out of a norm, right, they will start to attack you. And so
Yeah.
don't forget your reputation is at tatters. You as a coach, as a parent, as a CEO, whatever title you may hold, right? You
Yeah.
work so hard for it, your blood, sweat, and tears, right?
Yes.
You have sleepless night, you plow in your money, everything, right? And then you're like, wow, I hold so much anger, so much rage inside me, that so much so that somebody outside only slide me a bit, right? I lost everything and I lost it. And I just attacked the person because I need to get it out of my system.
Yeah,
Is
so
it
I'm gonna
worth it?
ask. Yes, I'm gonna ask the crowd one question, and I'm gonna up the suspense. So who
Yeah.
wants to hear right now? A lot of anger, a lot of people anger and doing the wrong things, asking the wrong question, irritate people, right? Who wants to know and hear how to overcome and transform? Later Marie will share, but I'm just gonna keep a suspense here, right?
Mm.
And if you are tuning in to IWF CIS Business Brand Hour, we have with us Marie Ang, who is sharing on what are some of the smallest things that we do that can really irritate the two out of people. Right? I cannot say the word hell. Irritate the hell out of people, right? Essentially. And yeah, now I think would be a good time if those tuning in, you have any questions for Marie, because Marie, as what she said, you can ask her any question. She won't get offended.
Yeah, I won't be offended. Just throw it at
Yeah.
me. Throw me. Yeah. So I will stop here for a moment and let you all
Yes.
reflect on what I just said,
Mm.
and I said, our life is more by 4 E's. Just now 3 E's,
Yes.
now 4 E's. I just thought of something like, okay, Eugene.
Okay.
And what an E is not you, like Eugene. So
Okay, not me. Yeah.
okay. So we are molded by 4 E's. 1 E is encounter.
Yes.
Second E is experiences. Third E is elements. And fourth E is
Yes.
emotions. Okay.
Right.
If we don't have a kind of like an independent, stable, steady person, I'm not talking about
Mm.
personality. That means that you're very self-aware, self-reflect, self-master.
Mm.
Generally, you will react to all these 4 E's. And what is
Yes.
going to happen is that, one day you will lose it. Now, this is
Yep.
my definition of insanity. Okay, this is my definition of insanity. When you go into a rage, right? So okay,
Yes.
so just for the context of everybody, they said that in Wikipedia, or I refer to some people who say insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again. Okay. This
Precisely.
is my
Yes.
another form of insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity is when you go into a rage and you don't know what you're doing and you lost
Mm.
all
Yep.
control, total
Yes.
control.
Yes.
And that's where insanity, because you until something snap you out of it. Why do you think when a baby cry, then you try to distract them? Because
Yes.
emotionally they're already showing. So you try to, create noise, talk to
Yeah.
them or something, right?
Yeah.
And then when you see, for example, a dog, right? They start to bark crazily, right? You pull the
Yeah.
leash, right? So
Yeah.
they lose it, right? And
So
then
that is kind of to kind of pull them out a little bit. She's giving some
correct,
sneak answers on how to transform, but we don't want her to reveal too much. So we
yeah,
want, at this point in time, we want to ask you. I mean, Marie has shared the 4 E's. Perhaps you can write in a comment like which E actually stand out for you, right? Maybe
yeah.
that
Which
now is
E?
a good time. Yeah, which E we want to know. Vanessa, are you still in? Which E stand out for you?
Yeah, encounters, experience, emotions, or elements.
Yeah, encounter, experience, emotions, or elements.
Yeah.
What's elements again?
Elements is when you are in that whatever that
Ah,
you're good at, your craft. When
okay,
you're
good.
in your element.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the zone. In the
Yeah,
zone.
in the zone. Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
I like how you put that in the zone.
Yeah, in the zone, right? Okay.
Right.
So who wants to share, like which one? Because okay, we have Vanessa. Vanessa
Emotion.
emotion drives her a
Fantastic.
little bit more. Yep. Okay.
Mm.
Thanks for sharing, Vanessa. Any
Yeah.
others that we want
Any
to
others?
hear?
Anyone?
Or
There's a
you have
text
any
from
question?
Eugene or
You have
question.
question? Oh, okay. Vanessa say, cause I'm a very feeling person. I can know
Very
that,
good.
Vanessa. I can know that. I just met Vanessa personally in person a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Very
can
good.
I, I can know that, Vanessa.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll give you a little tip. When
When people makes you
somebody is
fed up.
all over the place and you're
Ah.
angry and all that, last thing you want someone is to say, calm down, calm down. Actually, it makes it worse. Lah.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that. When
Yeah.
like you're angry, hey, come down lah.
Yeah. What do you do?
Vanessa is laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Really.
So you
Hey,
see this
come.
guy, right, like, I demand my money back. I really want it. No. Calm down. And then make it worse. That's why in the United States, right, the police used to say, calm down. And to make it worse, right? So now they stop using that technique
So I
already.
think
No
I
more,
think
calm down.
just happened that I learning some coaching thing. I may not be that good, but I think in
No
the
lah.
part of the coaching process, one of it is that we could lower our tone, slower talking. So
Correct.
when the person is like that, right, then we slower,
Yeah.
then the person realize, how come this guy so cool?
Okay.
Something like that.
Correct. Which brings me to my last alphabet, A.
When the EQ
Attitude.
is very low. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So attitude. So just now I touched on P, which is personality, E, which is emotions. Now I start on A.
Yes.
So
Okay.
if you all take nothing away, just take away the P lah. Okay, PEA lah. Okay. And so A, attitude. Now, this is where we have to guard ourselves. Now, attitude towards the person, is it because the person is driven by probably resonated with us to some sense. Example, like we are angry that they didn't get the money back. Then we felt like, okay, perhaps we are also reacting to it. Right?
Right.
So I'll do it on two bases, on 2 points, 2 prongs. One prong is towards somebody, and one prong is towards us. Okay, so towards somebody. So if the person is in a rage, right? So we say angry lah. When a person is very angry, right? Okay, so what you say is right. I will add one more point. You just need to look at them in the eye. I mean, not stare lah, not like like stare, but just like look them in the eye, right?
Okay.
And lower your head a little bit. Okay, this
Not
is
the
physiological.
not the besong kind of look. Must
No, not
clarify,
that. Not like
Okay.
no, like don't
Yeah.
look that, like no.
Yeah.
You just look at them in the eye, and then you nod your head. Now, nodding your head is a form of agreement with them, venting out their their emotions. And then you just keep quiet. Now, 99.9%, except for 0.1%, very good one can keep quiet. The rest of us were like, wow, getting angrier and angrier. Cannot keep quiet already. Must justify already. Okay.
Yep.
Allow the person at the other end to vent. Why? Because they're at a boiling point. It's like boiling water. Steam is already coming out. If you put a cover on the pot of boiling water, what happened to the cover? Clink, 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 clink. Yeah, correct. So the cover will make a lot of noise, right?
Yeah.
Your act of like just quiet, just look at them in the eye, nod at your head means you remove the cover, let them let off steam. The minute it's gone already, right? They will virtually calm down naturally. Yeah. Now, by saying calm down, I hear you, I listen, all this guru, sorry, no, again, sorry to all the gurus. So, like, all this like, no, what do you call that? Listen, not your head, here. Actually, when we listen, our intention is to listen to reply, not listen to understand. Now, this is where we have to practice listen to understand. That this person is very frustrated right now, is very angry. What potentially could have happened? Let's say using the refund policy, the money part, right? Could be like he has no money. And this thing that's happening right now meant that his money is either wasted, cannot get back, which means that the money the money, the emotions on the money is attached, number one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then number two is that perhaps he is afraid that this money has been what you call that, wasted. That is
Yes.
why Singapore in the last 1.5 years has lost close to $800 million to scammers. What do they
Yes.
do?
Well,
Emotions.
well, part of it is those those uncles. Again, I'm not saying anything. Those uncles in the
Correct.
coffee shop lah, tio pian
Yeah,
lah, by a few
correct.
pretty girls, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Correct. So what are they driven by? It's emotions, right? It's
yes,
emotions by acceptance, emotions of loneliness, emotions of greed, emotions of wow, this is all good. I can earn more money. Emotions of trying to get more. Emotions of security. Emotions of all sorts of things. These scammers know your game. The
yes,
harder you make it difficult for them, the harder it is for them to scam you. So I deviate a
yes,
bit lah. Okay, so
yes.
this is the part where, like, when a person is at this stage, right? Learn to listen to understand,
Mm.
not to respond or try to formulate a reply in your head.
Yeah, love
Okay.
scam, it's very real, like
Exactly.
what
So
Vanessa
they
said.
target at lonely people. Why? They talk to you sweet. But Eugene, you're so handsome. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
Eugene. Wow. You know, how's your day? How's your day? You know, all these things. So they target at you because they know. They know. And ladies, I deviate here a little bit on emotions. Please do not use social media as your counselor. Do
yeah.
not pour out all your deep dark secret and tell the whole world the man or the kind of man you're looking for, how much money they want, how tall they are,
Mm.
handsome looking, how lonely you are, blah 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 blah. Because you virtually give yourself up to be scammed by people, predators who look at all these Facebook. By the way, they can have a lot, they can
Yeah.
pay peanuts to these people to source out all this social media, and they'll target you. And then what they do to you, they have a lot of patience.
Yes. Hey,
Do
you
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 know
sound
to
like
get
my
what they?
principal,
Yeah, sorry, I'm a principal. So I work with the police very
Yeah.
carefully on such
Yeah.
scams, and so and I would tell you, the police told me, the timeline from the day they make connection to the day the money that's taken off you is 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So they'll say things like, "Oh, Vanessa, aren't you gorgeous? How are you today?" Then you say, "Oh, I'm stressed." "Oh, okay. So tell me more. Why are you
Yes.
stressed?" "Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So thank you, Patrick." Then all these things. So they will give you listening ear. It's free of charge anyway. Free of charge until, oh, by the way, I really love you,
Social
Vanessa. I
engineering.
truly, truly love you. I would love to come to
Yeah,
Singapore and
truly,
visit you.
Vanessa,
I really,
truly, we love
oh,
you.
look, this is my photo. Then you're like this guy with 8 packs, riding on a horse, like, I'm a
Yeah.
prince. I'm prince of somewhere. I don't know, Pulau Ubin or something. Anyway, then after that, you'll be like, I need some money to, come and visit you. But, stupid government take my passport lah,
Yeah.
all these things.
Yeah.
So by that time, you're already hooked. Hook, line, and sinker. You're baited already. 6 months,
6 months.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the trick I do. Again, I deviate. So from calming a raging person down, an angry person down, is to pay attention, listen to understand. From
Yep.
from going to be scammed is check your emotions. What are you
Yes.
looking for? Why are you attracted to this type of people? When I use the word attracted, I'm saying, is it because his profile very handsome man? Like, got 6 pack, 8 pack, wow, look like Pierce Brosnan. Oh, my heart. So what I'm saying is, like, all these things. Or is it because, you're lonely, you're looking for companionship, but are you looking in the right places? Right. I'm
Yes.
sorry, Princess Mary met her prince in the pub in Sydney. Then all of us go to that pub in Sydney to try and look for our prince, but only one time only. But taken already. So,
Okay.
all right. So we're not Meghan Markle either. Sorry, okay, to all the fans out there. But why you want to marry a prince? What's wrong with the man? Where are your values? What are your
Yeah.
values? Now map your values to who and what you're looking for, not the scammers. One of the values the scammers are portraying is to listen to you, to give you
Yes.
the comfort, to
Yep.
help you out of your solitude. That's what they
Yep.
do. That's a fake value. But if you have your values that you live by, you can catch them out. No problem. right? So that's number 2. Okay. Number 3, now look towards ourselves. Okay. So what is our emotions? Why so much undercurrent? Wow, Patrick, lucky you, man. Chobu,
So many chobu.
yeah. I tried to scam Patrick, but then I'm not chobu, so didn't win. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, so look at ourselves. Okay, what do we need or do we want? If we have voids in our life, right, which means there are needs, which means we want people to feel our need. Now, be very mindful. Emotions, right, can help you to feel needs. For example, if you come from a well-to-do family, right,
Yeah.
do you have real friends? True story. Do your friends want you for your network, for your wealth, for your connections, or do they truly know you, love you, accept you
True
without
friends a bit hard
conditions?
lah, I think.
Correct.
Mostly it's for the
Correct.
money, for the status, yeah,
Exactly.
association, all this.
Exactly. So I am petition writer to my MP. Every Monday I will write petitions. So you can find me
Oh,
at Bukit Gombak. Okay. So I have stories of
yeah.
cases whereby like I'll close with this story because I know I take up a lot of your time. Thank you for being so patient with me.
No
So a
worries.
lot of times, right, they come in, right, and then we have mates, right, that marry their bosses, right, and you think,
Yes.
oh well, fantastic, great. But I'll tell you this, right? I have cases whereby, like, I also dealt with domestic violence women from
Yep.
foreign wives.
Yep.
Okay, so what they do, they come to Singapore, marry Singapore men, right? But they get beaten blue, black, white. Okay, and what happened is this, right? Then they have nowhere to go. They are not citizens, so they are only PR. Some of them are not even PR. They are on long term pass, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
when I ask this woman, I say, why don't you divorce your husband?
Mm. Mm.
Because I tell you, your life preservation is more important than, all these things. You know what they say? I
Mm.
rather get beaten, right,
Yeah.
and can live in a flat, can have good food, can have good education for our children, than to go back to the poverty in my country. Now, which
Mm.
emotions weigh heavier than the other? And that's where the decision is made. So
Right.
when it comes to us, right, when we have needs, right, and our needs, right, supersedes, right, logic, we will make
Yes.
emotional decisions that will be detriment to us. So you heard of buyer's remorse, same lah. I kena lah, so I buy. Then I say, shucks, why I buy all this
Mm.
nonsense? Then after come and throw
Mm.
away, wasted lah. Then come and regret, remorseful lah. So why don't we just take a deep breath, as what I taught you all earlier? Take a deep
Yes.
breath in, count 7 seconds, breathe it out, right? 3, 4 times, right? And if you can have $100 in your pocket,
Yeah.
walk around the shopping center and come out is still $100. Good for you. Well done. And with that, I end my talk. Thank you, Eugene, for the
No,
time.
can I share with you one thing?
Yeah.
The breathing one. When your husband is angry, you got to tell him or not. Hey, relax. This is the way you breathe.
No,
I think he'll
no.
get more angry, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, in a sense, like, okay, because we have all these things, right? So first and foremost, when I know he's angry, I watch
Yeah.
his body language. So another
Yes.
thing that I learned is also watching body language, lah. Because
Mm.
when I know him for so long, right? When he's angry, right, his eyes are fiery. That's one.
Right.
Number
Right. Right. Right.
two,
Okay.
then he will like clam his mouth. Then okay. Bye. Just slam the door and walk out. So somehow you just have to take time out. Now, time out meaning that, let the person cool down themselves. Don't go and antagonize. Like for me, I will
Yeah.
antagonize last time lah. So,
Yeah.
talk to me. Why are you angry? So it doesn't help lah. So what we need to do is like be understanding. So just give time out. Like for example, if you
Yes.
have bosses that are like make you angry, or if you're angry with an employee, or you're angry with your spouse, angry with children, just say this: I am upset right now. Please give me time to just cool down.
Yeah.
Now, why is it important? By conveying your emotions at that point in time, people know that you will not go and manifest them out and do
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So now, are we going to get it 100% correct all the time?
No.
No, but at least take baby steps. It takes a while. Even I'm still learning. Okay, my poor bedroom door is like going to fall off the hinges already a few times, and I had to slam the door.
So
So
just very quickly, right? We
yeah,
want to get succinct on this. How can how can one overcome or transform if somebody is like, you're always making people angry. So how can you, at least the first step, be aware or something. Maybe you want to share some nuggets and
Sure.
then we'll kind of
Yes.
close with that.
Okay. I give you nugget number one. Your
Yes.
baggage. Okay. You may be your mother's daughter's, your father's daughter, but you're not your father or your mother. So don't
Mm.
emulate the behavior there.
Okay.
Okay, that's one. So that's your package. Now, if you come from a very unhappy family whatsoever, it doesn't
Yep.
define you.
Yep.
Okay, it doesn't mean that just because it comes from a poor family, broken family, divorced family, therefore you are that. It does not define you. You are
Okay.
an
Yep.
individual. Okay,
Yep.
so learn to some degree understand that you are an individual. That
Okay.
yes, you can have temper, you can have emotions, but don't let that drive you to make decisions or to attack people. Or and if
Right.
you
Right.
have issues of the heart, for example, you have been hurt before, or you have been angered before, and also that, forgive yourself. A lot of people don't forgive themselves. They self-talk.
Mm.
And as a self-talk means that you reduce your self-esteem. You're
Mm.
talking to your alter ego and saying you're stupid, you're idiot, because that's what people say about
Right.
you. Therefore, you repeat it.
Right.
So
And your
you
alter
kind of,
ego
yeah.
always will think that you're not good enough. That's what you
Correct. So
say.
then when
Okay.
your
Yeah.
boss say you're stupid, you resonate, then you flare up, ma. Or
Ah.
somebody say like, you see what I mean? So you resonate. That's the
Okay.
thing. Last but not least, before I
Wow.
go, is that understand that yes, you are allowed your emotions, but if you can master your emotions, you can master a lot of things.
Master your emotions, you can master a lot of things. And with this saying, we come to the end of tonight. We thank Marie Ang for this wonderful sharing. I mean, I've learned so much. Vanessa has learned so much. People
Thank you.
that tune in, Patrick, Shamani, and a few others that choose not to leave their comments. It doesn't matter. If you're watching on the replay, do share on social media. Do tag your friends, because really this is a topic that everyone wants to know.
Mm.
Why do I always keep saying the wrong things and make people angry? And Maria has talked about the whole thing, from the personality to actions and to the emotions, and how things can just escalate like that. And finally she gave us some golden nuggets. So with that, we end tonight's IWFCIS Business Brand Hour. Thank you, Marie Ang, and good night, everybody.
Yeah, and
God
don't
bless the
forget
way.
to connect with me on LinkedIn or
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Facebook.
So yes, you can connect her on LinkedIn and Facebook. Let me just put the link here.
Mm,
Yes, and you guys can connect her on LinkedIn and Facebook, and wherever that we are streaming in, the comment will be there, so you can just click in to
yeah,
connect her on Facebook or LinkedIn, right? So with
yeah.
that, we thank you, and thanks for watching. See you guys. Okay, good
Thank you
night.
so
Good night.
much. Thank
Yes, good night.
you. Thanks,
Bye.
Adrian. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Bye.